My name is Ashley Berger. We have about 22 enhancements that fall under the umbrella of multi-company. Most commonly used are the AP and GL multi-company. The multi-company enhancements have the capability to do intercompany debits and credits. There are two types of users for multi-company. The first type and most common type is a parent and subsidiary. So in that environment, you have one company that acts as the parent company, and there are the other company codes. We call them subsidiaries. And that parent company will debit or credit to the other company codes. So if your company is ABC and you have 50 other companies and 20 of those are the subsidiaries that you want to have the parent company to debit or credit, then you would set up those 20 subsidiaries. That's the first and most common scenario for multi-company. The second type is less common, is where you have a bunch of companies that will all have the capability of expensing each other or doing debit and credits to each other. And in that scenario, you enable multi-company for all those companies that are allowed to do multi-company. And then once you do that for each company code, you set up the subsidiaries that they're allowed to debit and credit to. The main concept is due to, due from. If you're going to do an entry, you need the capability of debiting and crediting another company's account. There has to be offsets on both sides, and that's the due to and due from. So when you debit or credit the other company, then there's going to be an offset debit or credit, which would be due to. Then in the parent company, there has to be an offset. I will show this off as I do my demonstration. Intercompany expensing, we have it for general ledger entries, AP invoices, AR invoices, purchase orders, and inventory transactions. The key features of the product have to do with the line entry. In your entry screens, you have a header tab and a lines tab. It's the lines tab where it has been enhanced for a company code. The other key feature is we've enhanced the journals to show you the company code as well as the fully formatted account. And then you can elect to also show that due to, due from. And then when you post it, it will post to the other company's general ledger and handle the due to, due from for you. So I talked about the due to and due from parent company. When you do a debit from another company, the parent company does get a due from posting when it actually hits the general ledger. And then the subsidiary company account you enter does that debit. That's the account that's posted to as a debit to the other company. Then there is that offset, which is the due to. This is PO multi-company. So in order to have purchase order multi-company, you also have to have the accounts payable, and that's where all of the setup lives. So you have to have your intercompany and company options for accounts payable turned on, and then also you have to have your intercompany account maintenance. So you can see here that I've got 3 companies set up for that, and I have my due to and due from accounts set up for my intercompany account maintenance. So now I can go ahead and jump into purchase order, and if I go into purchase order entry, just go ahead and create an order here. Go to the lines tab. You'll notice that the company code's in the secondary grid here. You can go ahead and drag that up. But I do want to point out that purchase order for multi-company is only available for slash codes. So if I do pick a regular item, this company code is going to be grayed out. So if I go ahead and do a slash code lookup here, and I can just go ahead and pick my cables, this company field is now available for me to select a different company. So go ahead and do that. And it is going to ask you for the general ledger accounts for the ABX company that I entered. So this will take me to the general ledger setup for my ABX. So I can go ahead and select that account, and now I have it to my ABX. So I'm going to accept this purchase order. I'm going to move to receipt of goods entry. Go ahead and grab my purchase order. I'll make it an invoice as well. I'm going to say yes. And again, it's going to be down here in the secondary grid of that company. So if you want to go ahead and pull that back up, you can see that it's still pointing to my ABX. It's got my general ledger account still correct down here. Go ahead and hit accept through this. And I'm just going to go ahead and run my register update. Again, you can see that the company code in the account is correct. Click through these here. It's got some sales tax. I'm going to go ahead and run the register. And I'm going to print my daily transaction and preview that for you. And then you can see it's going to go ahead and hit my due from account and do all of the proper postings. And say yes. And that is the purchase order multi-company enhancement. To DSDinc.com, over to Enhancements, down to Marketplace, you can then select the multi-company group to view all the enhancements that fall under the multi-company category.